There are much needed repairs to the state capitol building, and we have the Commissioner of Administration, Spencer Cronk, joining us now to talk a little bit about what's next with those repairs. Commissioner, thanks for joining me.
It's great to be here. Let's
begin with, as I said, the repairs to the Capitol building, and I want to start with a quote by Representative Dean Erdahl. This was on April 19th, and he stated, "Our consulting architect has told us that if the Capitol were a medical patient, the exterior is on life support." Would you agree with this statement?
Absolutely. I mean, we had this consultant come in and he's worked on a number of state capitals across the country and also seen buildings in Europe that have been in a constant state of deterioration. And his advice to us was that it's not just on life support of the exterior, but all the functioning arteries, the plumbing, the mechanics of the building itself are in serious need of repair. And so if we don't fix it now, we could see ourselves in a state of repair for the next 100 years. And so if we don't do something significant now, then we will be seeing the type of disrepair that just won't be able to be completed unless we do something concrete.
And to that point, in the last legislative session, there was an initial request for $221 million for Capitol restorations. That bill did not pass. However, eventually the legislature did approve $44 million. So where do you even begin with that kind of money for repairs that are, as you just mentioned, very extensive?
Sure. Well, I just want to step back and say, although it wasn't the full amount, it was certainly the biggest contribution that this legislature has committed to this project. We have seen the need for this work for decades, and the fact that there was $44 million put to it, in large part by the work of Representative Howes and Representative Dean, as well as significant champions on the Senate and with the governor's office. But we want to get the process started, and so that $44 million will help us ensure that the design team has been placed, the construction manager is in place, and so they can start working out the details of, as further funding gets allocated, what we would be doing with that. There are a few projects that need to get underway right now. We're going to be looking at the drum windows in the dome. They will be replaced soon. There's a tunnel that's going to be under the University Avenue that will be happening this summer and completed in November of this year. And then we want to ensure that the finial, the little lantern on top of the Capitol, is re-gilded, and that will be happening in the next couple weeks.
Commissioner, this is the People's House, and we've been kind of talking about how extensive these repairs are going to be. So I guess this is a good chance to explain to the people how you've talked about the beginning stages, but how do you move through such an extensive process, and how long do you think it's going to take?
We have the whole project estimated between 4 and 5 years, but we are fortunate that there was a commission set up in statute last session, in the 2011 session, and that includes leaders from the House, the Senate, the Governor's office, the Attorney General's office, the Supreme Court, all the tenants of the building that can represent what those needs are, because ultimately this is it needs to be a functioning building. It's not just a landmark that our state has, but it's a function of our government, and we need to ensure that it functions well and effectively, not just during the restoration period, but after that period, that it's functioning for the people of Minnesota. With that commission in place, we believe that we have the right people to be making those decisions. Those decisions are not made by myself, the Commissioner of Administration. They are made by those individuals that will be leading the charge in completing the restoration effort.
Okay, Commissioner, let's move on to your role as Commissioner of Administration. And you were quoted just after you were appointed, stating, "Now more than ever, government needs to learn how to do more with less. And I'm committed to enhancing the interagency cooperation and eliminating unnecessary redundancies in order to create a leaner, more cost-effective government that delivers high-quality professional services to citizens." There were several pieces of legislation these past 2 sessions that do move in this direction, including back office consolidation, sharing expense services. Explain how these all fit into your vision and where you'd like to go from here.
Absolutely. I think one of the 2 key tenets that I came into it, as you just stated, were using data to drive decision making in state government. And we really feel that this administration has been moving in that direction. We want to make sure that anything that we do, particularly on the side of administrative reform, uses good data. And so some of the individual pieces of legislation that passed last session around the benchmarking study for back office services and also figuring out how to best provide administrative services for small boards and commissions, we're using data to inform those decisions. The second piece is really leaning on the expertise of state employees. We believe that state employees they're the best model for providing a great customer service. They're the direct service providers. We want to rely on their expertise. They've been doing this for decades, and to the extent that we can leverage their expertise, we will be doing so. So using the data better and using state employees more effectively is certainly a key on my priority list.
And do you have a particular area that you'd like to see handled and addressed next and quickly?
I think we're really focused on how to do this back office services better. I think we have a number of state agencies that are already working more effectively within their departments. So divisions are sharing services. Some agencies are even sharing services. But to the extent that we can leverage that at scale is going to be really important to this administration. I also created a strategic partnership unit within the Department of Administration to focus solely on that. We're working with MnSCU, we're working with the U of M, we're working with the Minnesota Business Partnership to think about how we can leverage those resources in other agencies and other units of government that can help provide the best value for Minnesota citizens.
Okay, with those words, Commissioner Spencer Cronk, thanks so much for taking time to appear on Capitol Report. We certainly appreciate it.
Not a problem. I appreciate it.